É com enorme prazer e honra, you have the translation there, but otherwise, it's a pleasure and an honor for us to receive you here. Dear President and First Lady, dear friends, this visit of yours recalls us about the history of 500 years. It's when we met first, Portugal and Mauritius. But much more important, it's not a visit of the past, of the present, of the future. Because it's a visit that is opening new avenues in our relationship, both political, diplomatic, social, economic, and cultural. Mauritius is an example of a country in full development with political stability, rule of law, and economic growth, open to Africa and to the world. What you have changed in the last few years is amazing. It's inspirational in a continent that is facing so many challenges. You know better than we do. We have few Portuguese living in your country, but they are very happy. Fully integrated and very, very happy. And we have ahead so many opportunities. On tourism, of course, where you are leaders, and we try to be leaders. Anyway, we're speaking of 12% of our GDP. On digital, on renewables, green energy, new sectors that are so important for the future of all of us. But then we have in common the sea, the oceans. And Portugal has been an example of fight, not only concerning climate change, but in preserving biodiversity and globally the oceans. We had in Portugal 2 years ago the United Nations International Conference on the Oceans. We were the first to make a proposal to the Security Council to debate climate change as a threat to peace and international security. It was a Portuguese expert that co-presided the first working group of the Commission, International Law Commission, about problems of high sea and the level of the sea. The opposition, both geographic and political in different regional organizations, make you very, very important as a strategic partner. When we are fighting to coordinate what really concerns climate change and ocean preservation. Then we never forget you join CPLP. So that's why we count on you to develop the knowledge of the Portuguese in your country, being perhaps a third language, adding to, in another position, one of the different third languages being spoken besides English, official language, and French. The promotion of our language is interesting for you because we have so important neighbors like Mozambique and Angola. Most of all, Mozambique, where Portuguese is an official language. But I must thank you in special. The way you showed your availability to understand our invitation for the Euro-African Forum. That is led by President Barroso and President Calçada, and where we will be #1 star tomorrow. It's very important because, you know, the forum this year is about Euro-African partnership for growth. That means that Portugal is always one of the first in the European fight for a partnership with Africa. Always. And your presence is so important because you can see it from the African point of view, but also from the Asian-African point of view. As you mix up in that melting pot that is your country, so many influences, like the Indian or the Chinese, besides the African one. At the end of our dinner, you shall have a couple of minutes, a Portuguese song. That's an explanation. It's not your typical and traditional sega. It's not so beautiful. But it's also beautiful. You'll see it. Because it reflects our soul. The deep soul of our people that we want to share with you. It's in this spirit I invite you, all of you, toast, to join me in a toast for your health and happiness, the First Lady, of your people, and of our long-lasting friendship.